Hey fellow garage golfers, Roland here with Garage Golf, where we provide extraordinary golf info for the extraordinary golfer. Today's video, all about testing out the Rapsodo mobile launch monitor. We're going to be using the indoor mode today, which I haven't shown you guys yet on the channel. Looking forward to bringing that info to you. Got my iPad, got my device, we're ready to go. Stay tuned and check it out. All right, thanks again for watching and welcome back. If you're new here to Garage Golf, we provide information on golf products, golf equipment, golf simulators, and pretty much anything golf related. So if you're new to our channel, make sure to subscribe and click the bell notification for more videos like the one you just received here today. Also, if you're interested or have any questions on building your own golf simulator at home, similar to what you see behind me, and you have questions on products such as the Rapsodo MLM, SkyTrack, Uneekor, or anything else, make sure to check out our landing page at www.rainorShineGolf.com/garage golf, or reach out to us anytime at roland@mygaragegolf.com. I want to be your go-to person to help you. If you use our links, it does help out our channel at no additional cost to you, and that's how we keep providing videos like this for you guys at home. So if you'll help us out with that, we greatly appreciate it. Let's go ahead and jump right into the video. All right, so I thought I'd do a cool video on the Rapsodo MLM today. I've done a video for this outdoors, but I've never tested the indoor functionality. Part of the reason for that is I didn't have an iPad that was capable of doing it. It needs a little bit newer iPad, a little bit better camera for it to function. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be testing out the Rapsodo MLM here in the studio. I'm going to be showing you the data that I'm getting from the Rapsodo MLM, what you can expect if you use it indoors, as well as comparing it side by side to the Uneekor that you see behind me. So we're going to check the numbers and see how they line up side by side. Obviously, I'm expecting the Uneekor to be a little bit more accurate indoors because that's what its function is meant to be. But I'm curious to see how they match up to each other as well. So we're going to be testing that out. For those of you who have Android, still no Android capability as of yet, but we have reached out to Rapsodo and they are planning on having that in the near future. So fingers crossed, hopefully that'll be something that's coming out for Android users coming up very soon. All right, so let's go ahead and set it up here in the studio. I'm going to show you where I set up the Rapsodo MLM. I am somewhat limited in space in my setup. They're probably going to recommend for me to mount it further back than what I have the capability of doing. So we're going to see if it works here in my setup. From where you're going to be about the camera there to where I'm going to be hitting, it's probably going to be about 5 to 6 feet maximum that I have available. From where I hit to the center of the mat to my screen, it's about 9 feet. So we're going to test it out. We're going to see how it does, how it picks up our shots. I'll be taking some shots with a gap wedge, probably with a 7-iron, and I'll take some shots with a driver for you. Not too many, I just want to kind of test it out side by side. Probably 5 of each. We'll compare that to what we get on the Uneekor, and I'll give you my feedback on the Rapsodo MLM indoor function or net function for you at home. All right, so here I am on the Rapsodo MLM app, and it's going to look very similar. If you've tested this outdoors before and you've seen us test this outdoors as well, very similar features. There are some new features as well. If you are a Premier member and you pay for the service, you now have the capability of sending in your swings to coaches, and that's a really, really cool feature as well. We won't go into that too much today, but it's a really cool feature where you can actually record your swing, send it into a coach. They'll actually evaluate your swing and send it back to you to give you an idea on how everything works. And here's a list of all the instructors that they have. So really, really cool feature. That's definitely something that's worth its weight just by itself, I think. The ability to have coaches, you can manage packages that you have by adding a coach, figuring out what they will basically, I'm assuming, charge you to be the coach, review all of your shots, everything that you're looking to do, and then give you some input as far as how to fix your swing from there. So really cool feature, that coach feature as well. And you're going to now see practice. You'll see closest to the pin competition, long drive competition, and practice mode, which is net compatible now with the newer iPads and everything that we have access to. So we're going to go ahead and click on that. And now you see we have the option to select net and outdoor mode. Now, we're going to select net mode, obviously, because that's what we're testing out here today. And my goal is to see how accurate everything is going to be in comparison to, say, something that's much more high-end, such as the Uneekor EyeXo, which runs around $12,000, whereas the Rapsodo MLM is considerably cheaper, under $500. So we're going to look at that and see kind of what kind of data we're going to be getting here. That's really important, just to know that what you're actually hitting is going to at least be reasonably accurate compared to something that's much more higher price point than what we're testing out today. So we're just going to look at that. I don't expect it to be perfect, but I do want to see how accurate it truly is compared to something that's really meant for an indoor mode, whereas the Rapsodo MLM was adjusted to work with indoor mode. So let's test that out as well. So now we're going to click on net, and we're going to go ahead and start a new session, right? So automatically you'll see the camera pop up. You'll see me talking there for a moment, and everything else you're going to see an alignment line. Two things that don't work on this indoor setting. One is going to be the shot tracer. You won't get a true shot tracer indoors like you would get outside, but I do expect for you to be able to see what kind of ball flight your ball got, whether it be a hook or whether it be a slice or whether it be a draw or a fade. I'm expecting that you're still going to be able to see that at least. The second thing is the club recognition feature. Outdoors, you can actually just show your club to the camera and it will adjust it. Indoors, because of lighting and other things, it's something you just select manually. So today, again, we're going to be testing out the gap wedge. We're going to be testing out the 7-iron, and I'll probably be testing out the driver for you just to see what we're getting. Probably 5 shots of each, just to kind of give you guys enough data to check out. So let's go ahead and select gap wedge. We're ready to go now. Now we're going to line up our Rapsodo MLM directly behind where we want to hit, and it's going to show us that alignment line that we're looking at right now. And you should be able to see basically where we're aiming here. Now, I figured that may be the case. Unfortunately, my projector is a laser projector, right? So I am concerned with the image, and you're seeing the the rainbow colors on the screen. I guarantee you that's not here in my studio. So we're just going to have to deal with that, unfortunately. So if you have issues with epileptic seizures or anything like that because of colors, you may just want to turn this off now. Again, this is nothing to do with the camera on my iPad or the Rapsodo MLM. It is had 100% to do with my projector, which is a laser 4K projector. And the camera on the iPad is so good that it picks up things that the normal eye does not. In fact, when I record my videos, I actually have to slow it down to only 25 frames per second. Otherwise, I get that banding and that discoloration on my camera as well. So that's what we're looking at. I'm going to go ahead and adjust the ball now, directly where it wants the ball area to be. I'm moving it the wrong way, so let's move it the right way. Okay. So we're lined up there pretty much directly where it wants us to be. And I'm 100% lined up now for where I want to hit the shot. All right, so here we are in the studio. And here you see where I'm lined up here. There's my golf ball. And there you see the Rapsodo MLM behind me. So from the Rapsodo MLM to my golf ball, we probably have about, like I said, probably six feet or so roughly that we're looking at. So we'll go ahead and take some shots now. I'll give you the data. I apologize. There's nothing I can do about the camera, unfortunately. It's just something we have to deal with. But you're going to see the numbers on the right-hand side. So I'll go through that with you as well and take a look at it, just because I am going to be showing you side by side with the Uneekor, what we're doing here. So let's test that out and see how we do. All right, so test number 2. The projector behind me wasn't working out. It was interfering with the camera on the iPad, so it just wasn't reading anything. So we reset. I'm gonna have both of them show up on the screen after I hit. You'll see a blank screen right now, but after I hit, you'll see them both pop up. I'll have to do some editing in post, of course. But I wanna be able to give you accurate data here. So now on the iPad as well, you should be able to see the ball, the screen without having any image issues also, which is great. So let's take some shots with the gap wedge. Let's see if this thing registers properly now, and then we'll go from there. Okay. All right, so we got one to work. That's awesome. I think we got it set up now. We have a total distance on the Rapsodo MLM of 102. We have 99.2 on the Uneekor EyeXo, so that's really, really close. Ball speed of 82. The Uneekor EyeXo had my ball speed at 81.1. So wow, can't get much better than that in my opinion. So let's see, the launch angle, 26.7 launch angle, 22.4 on the Uneekor. That's a little bit off. That's okay. Club speed of 71. Club speed of 67.8 on the Uneekor. So pretty close. If you look at the ball flight on the screen of the iPad as well, we got a little bit of right to left, and that's exactly what we saw on the Uneekor EyeXo as well. So let's hit some more shots. All right, so again, another really close 97 versus 97.9 on the Uneekor. We have 79 for my ball speed versus 80.1. Really impressed with this. Overall, numbers are really close. Launch angle 23.8 versus a launch angle of 26, and ball speed 68 versus 80.1. So that's a little bit different, but the distances and the ball flight are matching up perfect to what we're seeing on the Uneekor.
Distance is 98 yards. Ball speed is 80 miles per hour. Launch angle is 34.4 degrees. Distance is 88 yards. Ball speed is 88 miles per hour. Launch angle is 52.8 degrees.
All right, one more shot now with the gap wedge. We'll move on to the 7-iron.
Distance is 89 yards. Ball speed is 89 miles per hour. Launch angle is 52.3 degrees.
All right, so a couple discrepancies here and there, but let's keep moving on. Let's hit the 7-iron and then the driver. I'm expecting if there's gonna be major differences, it's gonna be with the driver. So let's keep going. We're gonna go with 7-iron next, and then we'll move on to the driver from there.
Distance is 116 yards. Ball
Definitely
speed
chunked
is
that one.
89 miles per hour. Launch
And it
angle
picked
is
it up still,
20.5
116
degrees.
versus 113.2 on the Uneekor. We got 89 for ball speed. We got 88.8 on the Uneekor. 20.5 launch angle versus 16.9 on the Uneekor, and 92 for the club speed. We had 92 for the club speed. Wow, that's a big discrepancy. We had 70 for the club speed, so on the Uneekor. So, and that one does actually measure club speed. So that's a big difference, and it was a mishit as well. So we'll factor that in. Maybe a little harder for the Rapsodo to pick that up. That was a good strike.
Distance is 139 yards. Ball speed
So
is
139
102 miles per
versus
hour.
143.7
Launch
on
angle
the
is
Uneekor.
18.8 degrees.
Got an 18.8 launch angle versus 18 degrees on the Uneekor. Really good. 102 and 76 versus 103 and 73 for both ball and club speed. So I'm pretty impressed with it so far. That was definitely a bad shot.
Distance is 130 yards. Ball speed is 98 miles per hour.
All right. So a lot of people ask me, does this pick up shanks and bad shots? Well, you just saw it, and it did pick it up. Had it at 130 total distance, 125 on the Uneekor. It had launch angle 16.6 versus 15.8 on the Uneekor, 15.6 on the Uneekor. Club speed and ball speed, 98.62 for the ball speed. We had 95.6 and 78 for the ball and club speed on the Uneekor. So, absolutely poor shot. I'm gonna keep it though, because I want you to be able to see at home that it does pick up misreads as well, and both devices picked it up. 130 versus 125.9, we're looking about 4 yards basically there in distance. Obviously, I would tend to lean towards the Uneekor and being more accurate because it does measure club and ball data, but still pretty darn close in my opinion. Decent strike. Had one misread there. We had the first misread that I've had with it so far. Low line drive with a 7-iron, so it did misread that one. Let's try one more. All right, decent shot. 140, Uneekor 138 on the MLM. Launch angle 16.3 on the MLM versus 14.9 on the EyeXo. We had ball speed of 102, club speed of 75 on the MLM. Ball speed of 102.5, club speed of 74.5 on the Uneekor EyeXo. So we've had a couple shots that had a small couple of discrepancies here and there, but overall staying pretty darn close to what we're seeing on the Uneekor EyeXo. One or two misreads as well, which I'd like to try to eliminate as much as possible, just because if you flush a shot and you hit it good, you definitely want it to register, but that's okay. I'll give and take a little bit of that as well for the difference in the price point. And again, I'm not comparing feature to feature with the EyeXo. There's just no way that it's going to compete that way, but I'm just trying to see more on accuracy and how we're doing there. And so far, with the Rapsodo MLM on the indoor mode, I was really, really impressed with everything that we've tested. I'm going to test the driver next. And on the outdoor mode, I think it's even better. So definitely something to keep in mind if this is something of interest for you at home. All right, so now we have the driver out, and if I'm going to see any discrepancies here, I think it's going to be with the driver. So let's see how the MLM picks up the driver shots, how many misreads we have altogether, as well as what kind of data we see between the MLM and the EyeXo moving forward. Really bad shot, which I expected. We had 181.3 on the Uneekor EyeXo. We had 194 on the MLM. Launch angle 20 versus a launch angle of only 11.9 on the EyeXo. That's a big difference there. 123 ball speed and 89 club speed on the MLM. 122 and 95.5 on the EyeXo. Let's keep going. However, again, on that last shot, ball flight pretty much matched up to what we saw on the EyeXo 2, which is important to me because even if the distance was off 2 or 3 yards, I got to know that that ball flight is pretty accurate. And it was on that shot, so let's keep an eye on that also.
Distance is 214 yards. Ball speed is 128 miles per hour.
All right, another
Launch
bad
angle
shot.
is 15.9
214 on the
degrees.
MLM versus 202 on the EyeXo. And let's see. Did not get club head speed on that shot. I do have tape on my club, but sometimes it doesn't get picked up by the EyeXo. Launch angle though, 14.5 versus 15.9 on the MLM. And as far as ball flight, kind of similar, not really, more of a fade even to a slice on the EyeXo. So let's keep moving on.
Distance is 204 yards. Ball speed is 124 miles per hour. Launch angle is 16.1 degrees.
So we got 204 versus 184.8. Same kind of ball flight though. We have spin that, let's see, 124 and 86, 123 and 83.4 for both the ball and club speed. And then the launch angle 16.1 versus 13.6. So pretty close on that one.
Distance is 211 yards.
All right, 211 on that one.
Ball speed is 128 miles per
Uneekor
hour.
has it at 204.
Launch angle is 17.5 degrees.
Ball speed, Uneekor has it at 127.4 and club speed at 94.5. This has a 128 and 88. Launch angle 17.5 and launch angle of 16.4. So more of a right to left shot. This one a little bit more towards the middle as far as the flight, but overall not too bad of a discrepancy there. All right, so I'm gonna hit one more with the driver. I just hit one, massive discrepancy, about 30 yards difference. Definitely a misread either on the Uneekor's part or on the MLM's part, but I'm not seeing that yet, so I'm just gonna go ahead and hit one more. Good, bad, or indifferent. All I know is that my driver sucks right now, really bad. Haven't played golf in about 3 months. I'm breathing heavy. I need to lose weight, obviously, which is fine. I just need to get my butt out of bed and do that in the morning. So I need to work on my swing though, more than anything, and get back in here and enjoy using the simulator and the tools that I have at my disposal. So let's hit one more shot and let's see how it looks, and then we'll go from there. That was better.
Distance is 210 yards. Ball speed is 127 miles per hour. Launch angle is 15.9
right.
degrees.
So I did see a discrepancy there, 210 versus 183. Just knowing my shot and how that one felt though, I felt like it'd be closer to a 210, to be honest with you. I've hit a lot of bad shots today, so even when I was warming up, and I kind of knew kind of what I hit, that one just kind of read more as a top swing, but I actually did make good contact with it in this case. Overall though, also very different between the two is the ball flight on that particular shot. So there are some discrepancies between mainly like I thought it would be with the driver, but not a ton, you know, I mean, enough for me to still think it's worth the investment because again, you're comparing something that's at a sub 500 price point to something that costs $12,000. You just can't do that. So overall, for the data and the feedback that you get, really, really impressed with the Rapsodo MLM, especially with the indoor mode. I wasn't sure what to expect from it, to be honest, but overall, I'm really, really happy with it. And for someone who just wants to work on their game, doesn't need the simulation side of things, I think it's definitely a good tool for someone out there for that type of idea, for that kind of feature where you just want to work on your swing, you know, for when you do go play regular golf and you want to have some numbers and some feedback and some sort of idea where your ball's going instead of you just hitting it into a net. And as you see, I don't have a ton of space in here. I only had about 5-6 feet behind me to work with. Of course, I could have moved up a little bit. I don't know how much ball flight it needs either. I'll try to get you guys that data on the video. But overall, pretty impressed with it and definitely something that I would recommend for you at home. All right, so real quickly before we finish up this video, I wanted to share with you that I had already finished filming everything for this actual video, but I did get an email from Rapsodo that they had a new release for their app. So I wanted to go ahead and kind of just show you a little bit of what they did, or at least kind of explain to you what they did. Nothing really crazy, but they did do some algorithm improvements for the outdoor and net modes. They now have a redesigned structure for sending swings to your coach on Coach Connect. Support for iOS 14.5. They did update some of the UI and UX designs, and then basically just some overall performance and stability improvements and some bug fixes. So if I see anything that stands out to me, I will do an update video on this for you guys to kind of share that with you. I'm already pretty impressed with the algorithms that they're using, as you can see kind of side by side with the EyeXo. I thought a lot of those were pretty close, but just to kind of give you an idea as far as, you know, what to expect. And you know what to be prepared for. So, but I really like the fact that they're still doing improvements. They're still tweaking things to make this as, you know, obviously as competitive as possible and as realistic as possible. So that's really, really cool. So, you know, basically just some minor updates I wanted to share with you. And like I said, if I go through this and there's anything really crazy that stands out, I will definitely share all that with you guys. But just wanted to give you an update. Look, they are providing app updates on a regular basis to make sure that they're staying competitive, which really means a lot to me as a user and as a Rapsodo MLM owner. All right, so thanks for sticking with me throughout this video. A little bit different, obviously, without having an image behind me on the screen. Had some picture issues with the iPad picking up a whole bunch of different colors from my laser projector, which has been an issue. Even with my camera, as I told you before, I have to kind of adjust frames per second down all the way to 25 when I record videos just to get that banding off the screen. And that's with a Sony a7S III, which is a really, really good camera. That can record actually, I think, up to 240 frames per second. So I'd love to be able to do that, but then it picks up all that banding and discoloration as well. So thanks for sticking with us through that. Rapsodo MLM, I can definitely not preach a better product in this price point, in my opinion. Comes with a cool little case here that you see. Attach it to your golf bag, take it with you on the course, use it indoors, hit into a net, pretty much anything you need. The only thing I'll suggest Rapsodo, and I've already told you guys this so you know, Android capability, gotta have it. I think it's really important. I know you're working on it, sooner the better. People that don't have iPads, I had to buy an iPad specifically for some of the stuff that I do with work as well, but specifically so I can test different products like this one indoors. And you know, I have a lot of Android devices that I'd love to use as well. So, you know, definitely something that I think for an Android user, primarily an Android user, I'd like to see that capability in the future. So what do you guys think at home? I think this would make a really, really cool Father's Day gift idea for if you have a dad that's a golfer in your life, just so you know. If you guys share it as a family, it's a good product. It's a really cool product, not without its flaws, obviously. I had a few misreads here and there, but for the price point, it's really hard to beat this product. If you're interested in it or if you have questions on it, reach out to me at rollin@mygaragegolf.com. I may get the capability as well where I can get you guys a discount code And if I do, I'm gonna put it on the screen below here, and I'll also put it in the video description. So there'll be definitely a time frame on that discount code, but if it's something you're interested in, make sure to check for that. If you don't see it on the video, check the video description. I'm working with the people at Rapsodo to provide a discount code for the people that watch our videos. Plus, it will help out our channel, no additional cost to you, and you guys will be able to save some money as well. So that's always important for me, to make sure that our viewers are getting something. So if you like this video, give us a big thumbs up. Greatly appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe. If you're liking our videos, make sure to subscribe. It's really important. We get a lot of views, but we need to get those subscribers up, and that's definitely something that I'm working on. So if you'll do me a favor, subscribe, click the bell notification for more videos like what you saw here today. I greatly appreciate it. Until the next time we see you, as always, keep on golfing, and we'll see you real soon. Thank you so much.